Alright, so we have the illustration gallery up next. Let's see if it's fully stocked. It should be. So, yeah, it sure is. Alright, L and R. There we go. It's got to be the trigger, not the button. Alright, so let's take a look. We'll just kind of skim through these. We have the Start Art Children. We have Mayor. We have Gardener. I don't remember everybody's name. There's Adonis. I remember him. Adonis and the previous guy? And that must be Cynthia. Oh, that's the little girl. I can't remember her name. Bearheart teaching Chester how to wield the sword. Chester and Doji getting into a fight. But then they get along so they can pick acorns, it looks like. That's the innkeeper. And then there's the sister? I want to say that's the sister. And there's everybody getting along. Adonis is pretty young, it looks like. I didn't realize he was that young. Staying on the docks. Yeah, there's some updated pictures for you. There's them in the outside town. Hey, what do you know? Don't remember this happening, but Elena fed us at some point. And we all got along for a while. There's the royal family, so to speak. Count McGuire, his wife and kids. Sister, I want to say Sister Nell. The spoiled little brat kid. Oh, I think that's supposed to be one of Elena's alternate outfits, which are available should you complete the game on several different difficulties. Chester and somebody that loves him, but I don't remember anybody with pink hair. It's not coming to mind, at least. Yeah, there's Chester. Definitely felt like he was the actual hero as we moved away. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Then we get a beach scene, because of course we do. There's Doji in the back. That is not a long enough loincloth, is it, Doji? Edgar. Hey, we actually get names. That'll help. Gardener. There's Dewey. Ricardo and Paul. Margot, that's her name. I couldn't think of it. Joel. He's pretty young. Adonis. Cynthia, of course. Randolph, the drunk. Antonio. Aida. Bob. Oh, Bob was also young. So that was kind of everybody that was young in Redmont. Anya. Too young to be in that one picture, but she needed help getting Revalor. Locust, Harold, Fiona. Hugo in his picards. Father Jean-Pierre. Sister Nell, it was Nell. Bishop Nicholas. No way! The church was evil. Count McGuire. Elizabetha, his wife. Alice. Oh, Alice loved Chester then. She's the only one with pink hair. Yeah, I didn't remember much about her because I didn't like her all that much. I like Kristoff a little bit more, but I probably shouldn't have. Andre the guard. Fran the maid. Bearheart. We'll be seeing Bearheart. Of course, the mountain sage that teaches fighting. Dularn. Just a random soldier, apparently. And then, of course, we get Adol, Elena, Chester, and Doji. Then, I guess this is promotional material? Or desktops? I remember when that was really popular to give desktop backgrounds anytime a game was released. So you would often see what people were playing by checking their desktop background. Yeah, that's what all of these look like to me. They're pretty nice. I'll keep them on screen for at least a little bit in case you want to take one for yourself, but there's probably better versions out there. Are we really going to go through all of the enemies that are available as well? Because these aren't bosses. These were just normal enemies. Cyan. Ugh, that thing is not fun. I just don't remember all of these ones, but as you can see, I took on All of these, yeah. These are the same that I took on in the... Oh, the stone thing. That I took on in the Steam version of the game. So, no real changes to that. It is just a port. But it doesn't seem like they ported everything, considering that we haven't seen this gallery before. Now we're starting to get some of the high-level stuff. Don't really remember... Oh, I do remember that. Those things were causing everything to be slippery. Scullinadas. Yeah, the things on the right and what the sprite is look very different for these guys. Almost didn't think that one was an enemy. Had to kind of go back and kill that one. Sounds. Solmies. Like, we were at the high level, and then, yeah, we didn't get to the highest stuff. This is Dulon's second form, I assume? Oh, these are bosses. Well, that's... okay. I feel like I have to censor that. Gien, Gialva. Of course, I never censor anything. All the bosses that we took on. Just one of the Ligides. Gildias. Some of these were easier than others. Ah, Zerderos. Why do you do this to me? Garland. Galbalan. There's a nice kind of retro picture. It kind of reminds me of late 80s anime, well, manga covers. So that seems to be the style they're going for there. It kind of reminds me of the Dragon Quest manga quite a bit. A little bit of a different style of all these characters. Maguire. And then a chibi version, of course. The Big Eye versions. Them just kind of going around, because that's not Redmont. And there is Redmont. That is definitely where we ended up going. Yeah, it seems like there's a few different artists. This seems much more of a, well, still manga, but not necessarily the same style as the other ones. Congratulations, you completed very easy mode. Congratulations, you completed easy mode, normal mode, and you can see all the different outfits that they give Elena as a result of you completing all these. Hard mode gets you a cat waitress. Sure. And then nightmare mode, she gets basically Adol's armor, just a female version of it. And then in Inferno mode, she gets Chester's armor. Once again, a female version of it. All right, so that is it for the images. For the movies, I feel like we have seen all of these, but let's just show off the opening. You know what, let's show off all of them. There's only 3. So we'll show the difference between the Steam version and the PSP version and all of them. These aren't long from what I remember. I definitely feel like there were some things in there that are different. I don't fully remember the opening from the Steam version, but I don't know, it just seemed a little different to me. So we'll go ahead and go into the destruction of Genos Island here. And yeah, I'm supposed to say it Genos. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, there are voice acting in this. There's voice acting in this version of the game, and when I was testing it, I heard him say Adol, and I heard him say Genos, and I went, oh, I've been saying it wrong. But I do like watching the openings again for a lot of these RPGs, because the first time that you watch the opening, you don't really know what you're seeing. Now that we do know the full story, the openings do tend to look better to us. At least that's something that I've found. So, destruction of Genos Island. Am I going crazy, or is that really different from what we saw in the Steam version? I remember that playing out much differently. Granted, it's a small little scene, but yeah, I don't remember things functioning that way when we destroyed Genos Island in the Steam version. All right, let's view the ending, since as far as I can tell, both of the previous cutscenes were different in this version than the Steam version. Let's watch the last version then. Oh, does this include the credits? That might not have been a great option for me then. It sure does. But yeah, I just find it kind of weird, because this one I feel like is similar. Granted, when the credits start rolling, I have a much more difficult time paying attention to what's going on behind the credits. But this one seems very similar to what we saw in the Steam version of the game, when the first two, I wouldn't say that. They just didn't seem quite the same. Maybe some of these are the same and I'm just remembering wrong. It just seems so weird to me that they would redo the cutscenes. I don't know, it seems like an odd choice. I felt like these were good. So maybe it is just all in my head. But it does look different to me. Because I don't remember these people coming up, like seeing what happened to everybody. Maybe I am just going crazy. It has been a while since I've seen them, even though it hasn't been long on the playlist. I did have to take a big break due to being sick, so maybe the sickness has rattled my brain and I just can't remember the cutscenes properly, but I don't remember it looking like this when I went through the credits. So it's just kind of an odd choice for me for them to change the cutscenes. And it's still weird for me that they removed a lot of things from the port when they moved it over to the PC. We'll go over more of the changes soon, but so far, we've already seen a removal of the prologue, which I would have liked to have seen. And then we got a removal of the gallery, which I'm always a fan of glancing at from time to time. It's not a big deal for me, but I do like looking at it to see what the concept arts and how these characters look like if it wasn't for graphics limitations and things like that. So I'm a fan of it, and I don't know why it was taken away. And then, of course, they end with Chester. And then Elena watching us as we move on to East 4 at some point. And Adol's just breaking hearts everywhere he goes. But of course, once you finish the game in East the Oath and Felghana, you're not actually done.